And now we will have a report from a closed session.
Thank you, Mayor Patrick, members of the City Council. There were a number of items on this evening's closed session agenda. Two of them involve pending litigation. One is the case of Boomer versus the City of Half Moon Bay. The second is the case of James Benjamin versus the City of Half Moon Bay. There were also a couple of items of anticipated litigation. One involving considering initiation of litigation, and a second involving potential litigation exposure. Lastly, there was a performance evaluation involving the city manager. There was no reportable action taken, and so that concludes my report.
City Council reports, and we'll start with Councilmember Muller.
Yes, I'm sure we'll all talk about the all-community meeting we had recently, but I felt it was an excellent gathering. We were all here, and I congratulate and thank everyone that was involved from the community. It was an excellent meeting. Prior to that, I did stop by along with Councilman Kowalczyk at the end of Grove and First on a Saturday morning to visit with the community that stepped up and formed their own little informal gathering down there. There was probably close to 80 or 100 people, and just got some general discussions going about the activities that were happening in the area, and just good positive feedback from everybody involved. And we just, as I mentioned this morning quickly on KGO radio, it's just the beginning of all the work we all have to do, and so we're not there yet, but we're trying to get started. So that was my only involvements lately.
Councilmember Kowalczyk. Hi.
To be clear, so the ribbon cutting, and I plan to attend the ribbon cutting at the new location of Half Moon Bay Cook One on Main Street on September 17th. I will not be participating in a demonstration. I am still nursing an injury, but I'm still very dangerous. Just know that.
Agree with that.
Couple of things to report, just some of the activities. So I attended an informal meeting in the community with a young man who's taken some initiative around graffiti cleanup, and I think he'll be speaking a little bit later about that. I was happy to hear that his plans, and I think you'll enjoy hearing that. With John, I also attended a meeting on the end of Grove Street where there was some gang-related incidents recently, and on a Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, 100 people showed up from the community and talked, cooperated, collaborated, talked about Neighborhood Watch, and shared some of their concerns, and showed tremendous motivation to be involved in the bigger community meeting held that following Tuesday, and looked to what they could do in their community and things that were pretty noticeable. Just that the bad incident triggered a really positive response in our community, and unfortunately it was not well reported on. By not well reported on, it was ignored by one of them, by Julia Scott's recent article. But the grassroots meeting was huge. Neighbors were going down the street, cleaning up graffiti in the street on fences. I got texts this weekend when I was out of town. Hey, want to join me? I'm going to walk the coastal trail and do some, look for things and see what I can do. People asking how they can get involved. Then there was the big community awareness meeting, which I also attended, that was really excellently run, and my kudos to Lieutenant Williams and to the whole Sheriff's Department for all their great work. I thought it was really excellent, and that our trajectory is definitely in the right direction, and the motivation of our community is very strong. So, thank you.
Councilmember Fisher.
Just wanted to say I did attend with my colleagues that town council meeting, and really appreciate the community's support and their willingness to get involved. This is a very serious issue, and no one is just leaving it to the other guy to deal with. So as you had mentioned, I think it was very positive and an important thing for us to do in our community, because we were all shocked to hear what had happened in the middle of our residential area. That's not the community we lived in, not the one we want to live in. So I appreciate all your work, Lieutenant Williams, and the staff that you brought here. The information was quite educational for all of us, again, because that's a world many of us do not know. So I think it was very well attended, and for the people who didn't have an opportunity, they've followed up with everyone and they're getting involved. So that's very comforting, because we do want to live here in comfort. So, and I think there's more work for us to be done. As was mentioned, it was just not a one-time deal. This is something we have to be actively participating in. So that was very good. And you led the meeting very well, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Alfano.
On, excuse me, Friday the 26th, we, myself, the mayor, and Councilmember Frazier was there at South San Francisco, the Council of Cities, and a couple interesting things. One, we got to tour the new ferry terminal, which I had no idea they were even building there in South San Francisco. And also it was very interesting to listen to some of the things they've gone through in trying to improve their community, attract new business, and how long it's taken them to do some of the things they're doing. But they gave a presentation, a slideshow, and it was very impressive about some of the plans they have for South San Francisco. And then, like the others have mentioned, our community meeting was great. I want to thank the Sheriff's Department and all of our staff that put so much time into it. And I agree, I did hear that was a great first step, and there's a lot of things we need to look to do in the future. And there's some areas we have to reach out for and make sure that certain people are involved in this and know what's happening. And then I think the biggest thing we have to be looking at is what kind of after-school programs we can get back into to get these kids into something that gets them interested, keeps them out of trouble. Because I know we gave up the funding for some of the things we were doing with the school district and the county, but we need to look at that again to be able to provide these opportunities for kids so they have something to do after school.